Welcome back to the Goatworn Armcast. Back at it again with myself, Goatworn Armband, Guthrum of Norvik, Just Eastern Things, and the Shire Reeve. And we're back to having a guest this week, one of our Patreon supporters, Mr. John Jacob. So, no, that wasn't your cue to get in. Fuck off.
I want to get in there. Yeah, I want to say hi. I'll say hi.
Welcome to the podcast, fucker.
Yeah.
Well, we're on a nice
party, pal. Yeah. Here's where your hard-earned money goes to. Before we get to our guest, how's everyone's week been?
It's been alright.
Tiring.
Mine and John's were fairly similar.
Yes, you jammy.
We met up at the weekend, went for a little camping trip. It's good fun.
Jammy bastards.
What about you, Guthrum? Anything interesting, or just like trying not to die in the heat?
Trying not to die in the heat. Visited my dad at the weekend, which is always pleasant.
Nice.
Very, very nice to see him. Get some work done with him. And my new helmet turned up at last.
Splendid. What have you
Really?
gone for?
You didn't tell us.
Yes.
You haven't mentioned it at all.
Yeah.
The helmet that you've been wearing.
Yes, I've taken it off again because it's very heavy.
You messaged like 3 chats about it when you got it.
Shut up. But yes, it is it's a speculative reconstruction of the Tiela fragment, which, as a lot of people know, is a very, very poorly preserved brow piece mounted on a fairly cracking replica of the Yumunbu.
So it's basically a spicy Yarmanbu.
More or less, it's the Yumunbu dome practically with a spicy visor, pretty much.
So effectively, how I've drawn Goatworn Armband, if you assume that his eyebrows are the Tieli part.
Not quite.
A little bit different.
I would say the lower half of the visor is more lightly built. Like the bars are probably only about 1 centimeter wide, whereas yours is quite thick, if I recall correctly.
It is worth its girth.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's very well built. I'm very happy with it.
Oh, awesome. Now, I know Just Decent Things is going to be a little on the quiet side this evening. He's got a little going on in the background, but he'll pop in as and when just to keep up the eastern side.
He's
sure he will say something if we make a short joke.
Exactly.
Always watching!
Like that. Speaking of ginger people, we actually have 2 in our little circle tonight. So we have John Jacob. Now's your This is your cue.
This is my cue.
This is your cue.
Just getting excited in that, eh?
Awesome. Well, welcome to the chat. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad. Just been new mail sort arrived today, so just been stuck about the house and that, eh?
Oh, awesome. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Obviously, what period you reenact, how long you've been reenacting, the kind of stuff that builds us up and gives us something to talk about, and I can, ride off of later.
Well, I'm another member of Regia, same as our good Shire Reeve here. But I'm one of the Edinburgh groups. Well, the Edinburgh group. So, Dunedin's our name that we little throw out there. Yeah. I've been doing it. This is my 5th season now in Regia.
5 seasons. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you've been doing it for 5 seasons. What got you into?
Obviously, this season was a bit.
Hardly counts.
Yeah.
But what got you into the hobby, and I guess by extension, why Regia or Regia?
Well, it was more of an interest in the sort of air quote Viking period, but is an extension of that with like the Saxons and stuff like that. And Dunedin, which is the group that I'm in, was the only Regia group in the area. And at the time, I'm lazy and can't be bothered to travel.
I mean, that's as good a reason as any, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
Well, the main reason I got into it, I suppose, was because I wasn't really doing much. I was becoming bored and realised that I needed to find a hobby. And my interest was history. And then, now 5 years later, I've not looked back on it. It's not been a regret.
yeah, I think a lot of people get that that story. You know, that kind of, oh, what shall I do? I'll try this, and then 8 years later, and you've sunk $2,000 into a bunch of reenactment kit, and you're
Far too much money, yeah.
Speaking of which, what is your portrayal? What do you reenact?
My main portrayal at the moment is an 11th century Saxon, which is our Shire Reeve or High Reeve's bodyguard.
Ooh, is that specifically tailored to the Shire Reeves character then?
Not really.
Well,
Well,
and
it's just sort of
also the King's bodyguard, yeah.
yeah, it's just sort of general bodyguard, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, but it works for
yeah, it works
our
for
characters.
Ow.
So, what are your duties as bodyguard?
Well,
Guard my body.
pretty much make sure no one touches it.
Yeah. John's
If
a
he
better
wants to beat
swordsman.
someone up,
than
I'll
me,
go do it.
John's a better swordsman than me, so you know, like, just
Was that determined last weekend?
Mm.
Mhm. yeah.
I've always thought John was a better swordsman than me.
Bollocks.
I want to
No,
test this.
He is.
I want to test this at Hastings. I'm going to put a shout out on my page that at the next Hastings, anyone who can touch the Shire Reeve, you know, and get past John and touch the Shire Reeve gets
And
like a
gets
prize or
swamped by
something. So
people.
you've got to like
Yeah,
up
yeah.
your game.
Is this going to be like a running thing throughout the whole of Hastings? So I need to like watch the Shire Reeve the whole of Hastings. So we'll make sure no one stabs him in the back.
Yeah.
It works though. It makes sense.
Depending on the prize, I might stab him back.
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's actually quite
It's
cool.
stabbing in the back doesn't count.
No one expects the humble smithy.
Come on, stabbing in the back doesn't count. That's like
Yes, it does.
nah.
If I stab you in the back, will it kill you?
It has to be a like a definite touch. None of this buttering nonsense. You have to go up to the Shire Reeve and he has to know you've touched him.
Oh, he'll know I touched him.
Oh,
leave it
sorry.
there.
No. So this
Little-
is
little
just
bit
in
of
the
sensual tickling.
this is just in the LHE. This isn't on the. This makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
No. I'm with you. I genuinely thought you meant like the battlefield. No.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, no. I like.
it.
Yeah, I like this idea. Yeah. That can
Yeah,
work.
that's quite a funny idea. I like that.
Yeah.
If someone can get past John and like
Easy.
go up and make full contact, like caress the Shire Reeve's face, both cheeks in their hands, and go, "I've touched you."
Challenge
And then,
accepted.
you know, all the eye contact. Just to let John know the extent of his failure. You know, there'd be prizes. Of
Would
course, if you
fighting him with alcohol be cheating?
don't give people ideas.
Well, no. I think we'd have to make it like
now I'll be
during.
aware to that.
It would have to be during like live hours. It wouldn't like after
Yes.
hours. It would be.
Yeah, like after
Yeah,
hours.
I'm not
actually
watching
do
my
it
back
alcohol,
the whole
'cause I wouldn't
time.
be allowed to fight.
Yeah, so I'm not watching my back when I'm having drinks afterwards.
Oh no, that would be taking the piss. You know, when
Yeah.
you settle down after a long day of like chatting to the public and everything, and you've got like 10 or so bastards coming up to you and poking you in the face.
It would be quite funny at the same time, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This needs to be a thing. We need to organise this.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm up for that. That sounds funny.
yeah, I'm up for that.
So, on the subject of events, what's your favourite one to go to? And I guess what's your favourite anecdote from a reenactment you've done?
I really like Detling, the Detling military odyssey.
I thought you were gonna say Detling.
Yeah, Detling's really good, even though it's too hot for me. I got
Not
fucking
always.
heat stroke last
But
year.
it's either too fucking hot or it's like pissing it down.
Yeah,
apparently.
Well, I've not been to the ones where it's been pissing it down. I've only been to the one.
Yeah, I've not. It's like so since 2017, it's obviously been like super hot and then pissing it down and then super hot again.
Yeah.
So
York, I do like York. York's a nice one.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
fucking hilarious at your.
Oh, this year, yeah, that was good fun.
Yeah, the trying to get taxes off members public. Yeah.
He taxed my fudge.
Hey,
Oh, that fudge
listen.
was so nice.
Just because I
That
got
was
to the
very
fudge
nice
before you.
Yeah, I think we need to explain this because this obviously sounds pretty weird.
Yeah.
On its own.
Yeah.
So
well,
it was-
you see, I packed Tom's fudge. Wait, no.
Oh, dude.
that's. I'll cut that out. I just had to make
just
the
like-
joke.
Just like that.
No, leave it in.
Absolutely, leave that in. That was cracking.
Oh.
Anyway, so what happened was there was this little market that was labelled Viking, and we were like, okay, let's go have a look at it. This isn't on any of the website or anything.
It was just a
And it was
craft
just-
market.
Yeah, it was just a naff craft market. But on the way out and on the way in, I spied a fudge stall. And
Which was it was pretty good fudge, to be fair.
it was it was lovely fudge. It was sticky and it was salty. It was wait.
Oh shit!
But yeah, it was properly good fudge. And I asked Shire Eve if he wants a lump of it, and he has a lump of it. And then there's this tourist who comes along.
we get swamped
wants to
by
have a
people wanting
photo with
photographs. So like
And
he
then another.
didn't get any
and then another.
any
And-
of it
oh
for
my-
like another 10-20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
You kept
yeah,
trying to get bites of the fudge. It's just more.
yeah, I literally I would get because I was carrying a Hedeby style bag with me at the time for carrying all my gear, or whatever I buy pretty much. And I'll get it out, go to take a bite. They're like, "Can we get a photo with you?" Fine.
It was
Wrap back
literally
up.
that
back in the
comedic. Like,
bag.
the timing was just.
And it must have happened
Impeccable.
like 4-5 times.
Oh yeah, we all wanted to fuck
Until-
off back to the the good Viking market, and like we kept getting fucking pictures. Say it was all right. Like it's part of
Yeah,
what we
it
do,
was
obviously,
fun.
but it's like
and you know that was my lunch. I want
Yeah.
my lunch. Leave me alone. But yes, that was very, very fun. We must do that again next year if it's on.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Awesome.
Maybe with the rest of the league as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
We've got to go to that bar and do a live stream.
Yes, what was it? Asgard or
Was it
Some-
the-
No.
something
Asgard is the
elite.
shop.
sorry, Asgard Poop.
Valhalla bar, isn't it?
That's the one. Yep, the one in the big teepee, which is definitely Viking.
It's great
Yeah.
because like live on stream, like we'll be chatting, and then some member of
Redacted.
will come in and like starch me or something.
And then we'll
Oh,
run.
they'll fucking stream snipe us
Yeah,
in real life.
we'll get doxxed by
Yeah.
angry Eastern fighters.
Just got to be sure we just got to be sure we're carrying. Forcibly. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Yeah. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
So York and Detling are favourites of yours, and that fudge
the
story
Bamberg
does sound
Castle as
great.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, the fudge story
Sherwood's
does
good as
sound
well.
great, but I get the impression that's a Shire Reeve story. Let's hear a
Wow.
John story.
Wow.
Let's hear an anecdote where you got the shit pushed in or something. You know.
Shit.
Yeah,
Training day.
one of
You ever get your shit pushed in?
well, I've had my shit pushed in, I suppose, because I got my name Hack on Halfbred for the Viking stuff. I got a sword stun parried into my face. It split my eyebrow open. That was
Damn.
a fun one.
Bearing in
Oh, I
mind,
know
this was his own sword.
Yes, this was my own sword as well.
Oh, what? Did you get it like bounced back into you? Did it glance off something?
Yeah. So basically, I threw a shot, it got blocked. I brought it back, wasn't holding onto the sword as tightly as I should have been. The other person threw a shot, I blocked it, and it rocked the sword back into my head.
Damn. Gnarly.
And head wounds really piss blood as well, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've had my eyebrow split open in a training session. Ironically, if I'd been wearing no helmet or a nasal, it would have gone straight past my face. But it hit the corner of the spectacle helm I was wearing, and then bounced off the rim, and then back into my eyebrow and split that.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
So but I didn't realize until I was like leaning over the guy doing a finisher, you know, say axe across the throat type thing, obviously on the back of the hand.
Ripping
and all
on
that.
it.
Yeah.
And then just like I feel slightly wet and was looking down at him, and the poor bugger had like blood like dropping into his face.
I was about to say, were you dripping on him?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, no.
It was
That's
like
nasty.
vampire bukkake.
Oh, lovely.
Well, you gave him some of his own handiwork, I suppose.
Yeah, like you made me bleed my own blood. So just because it is my show and I've got a cock to stroke, what is your favourite Goatworn Armband comic? And I suppose another question actually on the back of that is, when did you get into the comics?
I got into the comics like 2 years ago, I think. And if we were actually talking about some of our favourite comics at the weekend of camping, Alex, it definitely has to be the Thor Kill the Tall.
Oh, Thor Killed It All. The
Yeah.
that was the one I did a kind of an outreach of everyone do a submission and I'll pick my favourite, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
the one with Tim.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Where he's called Thor Killed It All, and his bodyguard is like, or his banner bearer was like twice his height or something.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed making that one actually. And I didn't actually know what his bodyguard looked like, so I kind of made it up. But apparently, I got the beard just exactly right
Oh,
by
nice.
a fluke.
You did, yeah.
Oh, that's good. But have you been enjoying the exclusive content, by the way? Seeing as you are a paid-up member of the Patreon.
Sorry, I'm eating pasta at the same time.
There's your problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying yes, it's definitely worth being a patron. Everyone should be. Wink, wink.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Perfect chill.
Just slide some salt over the table to him.
Talk about
Yeah.
earning salt.
I've been doing more of the history-based comics over on the Patreon, and I was like, "Oh, is this going to go down well?" And then I got a couple of people going, "Yeah, as historians, you've hit the mark there for me." I think the it throws me off because it's the name of the bank. Lloyd. Oh shit! What's that vibration?
Yeah, I'll do my phone.
John.
John.
This is going well.
Yeah. That's right. We'll edit that out in post. We'll just make
Yeah,
it
of
like
course, of
anime.
course.
Well, actually, let's make his ringtone an anime like sex noise. So
Yes. Yes.
woo, and then like, John, what was that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
that's good.
dear.
Teach you not to turn your phone off.
that was it. Lloyd's Bank Deuce. That's one of my favourites so far.
Oh yeah.
Especially like when I kind of caught myself in a very self-reflective moment of when I'm researching a poo for this.
Yeah.
Well,
It's for me
the Lloyd
that
Bank Deuce is very interesting, isn't it?
that comic for me, the best bit is the little smile he has.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go find this one now, aren't I?
And you too can see this comic over on the Patreon. Become a supporter today. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Buy my merchandise. Yeah.
Subscribe, turn the bell notification on.
Yeah. Sorry,
those fucking annoying YouTubers.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
No,
Only
no. Only salt.
We're joining them. We're joining them.
Salty bathwater.
I'll tell you what. I could do an OnlyFans, but do a
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, but do all the lewd pictures is my character.
Yes.
Can you
just
imagine?
really badly drawn cartoon like
Yeah,
pictures
it's-
of.
Yeah,
So it's
no,
just
Goatworn
please
Rule
do.
34.
yeah,
Yeah.
go on armband hentai. No.
What's this
You know,
for a start?
You've probably got a fan that would draw that for you, like proper,
Yeah,
you know,
you.
actual high level shit. You know.
I wonder if there's a
Wild,
Goatworn
Don't-
fanfic out
Why
there.
do you bring this up, Tom? We want that to be something that's never mentioned, so it doesn't happen. Now it's going to happen.
So, Art of Gambargain, if you're listening,
No, no.
We need a fanfic. Yeah.
Yeah, we need Goatworn Armband Rule 34 stat.
Ross and Goatworn Armband caressed each other's armor. No.
Oh no.
So,
man.
now we all have the image of Ulfric getting hot and heavy.
Oh, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to
Yeah,
like.
I need to go take a cold
Yeah.
shower.
We'll draw a
Yeah.
discreet line under that one. But so, John, obviously, you know we do a feature on here called Farb of the Week, which we'll come to in a little bit. But I was interested to know if you wouldn't mind us taking a look at your kit.
Sure, roast me if needed.
What?
And come again.
I said roast me if needed.
Roast you if needed. Excellent.
I don't think there's going to be a terrible amount of roasting.
No, shall we bring up the picture?
Yos. And this is as recent as it could be as well, because we took it yesterday. No, day before.
Well, talk us through it, John. What's the inspiration, the sources? Fill us in.
So it's basically 11th century Saxon impression. Unfortunately, the bag is a little bit early. It's a Cranach bag, but it's one of the only ones I had to bring for the weekend. And I'm annoyed at that picture that I didn't have the spear turned around the other way, so you can't see it properly.
Yeah, it's literally just the side.
Yeah.
Is that
It's a nice-
your pattern welded one?
No.
No, that's just a little single-handed one.
Yeah. It's nice,
Nice
though.
to see.
It is a very nice sphere.
Yeah, it's a nice little spring steel one. It's pretty tough.
Nice.
That's a nice looking scabbard as well.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at that.
Yeah, I like the little raised areas. Unfortunately, I
Mouldings.
tried to give that a go with mine, but they didn't quite come out like I wanted to, and it just got in the way of doing up the leather.
Yeah.
Tasseled cloaks. I've seen it on a few people now. Is that specifically Anglo-Saxon? Is it specific to your rank and status?
Well, we sort of figure it's a bit of status thing, but we found it on like Pictish kits as well. Like there's some long tunics on Pictish finds that have got tassels at the bottom.
Ah.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
But,
like it's just a
it's-
way you can end the weaving process. Because if
Sure.
you think of a full loom, and you weave a fabric, and then you have the ends, like you can either, I don't actually know how they normally do it, but like you can, I think they normally tie them up and then cut them off, but I'm not too sure. Or you can make tassels.
No,
And
honestly, though, I think it makes it just look a bit fancier as well.
I think tassels look really nice. Yeah. Me and John have identical cloaks.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
It was one of those cases of oh, John, look at this nice bit of kit I've just bought, and then John buys it.
Yeah, ask for the link and then buy it.
Yeah.
Well, they say flattery's the best form of.
You mean imitation
hang
is the
on.
best form of flattery?
Yeah, flattery's the best form of imitation.
Also true.
Right, try it
Evidence
again.
of lack is lack of evidence. Shit. So they say imitation is the best form of flattery. He says on the third try. And, yeah, that you've gotten to a decent stage in reenactment when your biggest complaint is having a bag that's slightly too early for your impression.
Yeah. I suppose that's the only gripe with that bit of kit that annoys me.
Mm.
In fact, the
How-
bag's
it's a nice
it's a
bag,
simple enough
so.
type. Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
like
it
you
is.
said,
That's
it is
why
a
I
nice bag.
How much earlier is the bag, out of interest?
It's a reconstruction of the Crannog bag, which is dated, we reckon, to 6th century to 9th century.
Oh, so it's got a wide span then.
It'll do a wee sort of shout out as well. It's by Hamish Finlayson, I think his name is. It's half coat leather, but it's now Pictavia leather.
Ah, well, I'll check that out because bags are something that's kind of an interesting one for me because apart from little pouches and the very small kind of belt pouches you can get, I've not seen much in the way of like substantial carrying.
To be honest,
pouches
shoulder
and
bags are the way to go for that. Like, either the big head
Yeah.
style, with the large wooden sliders,
Yeah.
or I think they call them like pilgrims bags. This style.
Well, the Crannog bag, this one specifically, they reckon it's actually a book bag.
Oh,
Ah.
yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense considering it's forced to be quite wide by its construction.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
Mhm.
relying on the stretchiness of the material. It's almost put together like a box pouch.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What strikes me about that is it looks very similar, and I guess closer inspection might prove me wrong or right on this one. But it looks very similar to the Roman satchels, the legionary satchels.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, you had to ask this when Ross isn't.
I've only just managed to get popped back in.
You know what? I've just looked at what you're talking about, Goatworn, and yeah, I think they're quite similar.
Yeah. I recognise the bag. Is that from Hamish?
Yes, it is. It's one of Hamish's.
Yeah, I recognised it.
Oh no, there's two gingers in the chat at the same time.
Oh god, it's the apocalypse.
We've
Wait.
exceeded our limit.
How come Discord is still functioning?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that it can withstand the sheer weight of the rangerness.
I'm shoveling salt into the generators as fast as I can just to keep up.
Fairly sure that's how you kill a generator.
Yeah, actually.
No, this is a salt generator.
Oh, that's different.
Everything
Yeah,
runs
fine.
on salt.
Yeah, everything runs on salt round here, boys.
Yeah.
So
The air is sorry. The walls are salt. The floor is salt. Even to a degree, the
The air, you
air
breathe
is salt.
Fucking
And-
love that animation.
And when you're down here, you can constantly taste the salt.
That I lost my shit listening to that the first time you said that. That was just entirely too perfect. But yeah, so it's nice to see where, and you say from the 6th century, so it's a bit of a leap after the end of the Romans, I guess. But
Or 6th and 9th, I think he said.
yeah, it was 6th to 9th. But if we
in terms of its earliest span,
earliest span, you can almost see where the influence comes from.
There are Pictish rolling nut crossbows, which is interesting.
Yeah,
that's a very advanced piece of kit for the Pictish.
Yeah. Well, if they kept nicking it off the Romans every time they crept past the wall.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, because I made a joke comic the other week about the my LARP character ingratiating himself with the Catavilani and the Picts at this LARP, and obviously getting in via the virtue of my penis lamp. Now, the Picts in that system, in the LARP system, are portrayed as incredibly backwater, primitive, dirty, grubby people, which is a shame, given that we know very little about the Picts, and this is a tangent, I know, but we know very little about the Picts, but we know enough to know that their kit was actually quite, pretty.
If you see good Pictish kit.
Yeah, in the way a lot of Celtic tribes and cultures were at the time. They were more decorated than we give them credit in a lot of media. And I just feel like if they found out they could use crossbows legitimately in the LARP, that would just be a whole game changer.
By saying this, you've now started that.
Good.
I'll have to see if I can dig out the evidence for that.
Yeah, because you imagine one weekend the Picts are there with their fucking war paint and like ooga booga feathers and wafting smoke and looking like straight out of 13th Warrior. And then the next weekend, they're coming on as an organised bunch, mowing down people with crossbows.
Have a look at the Rhynie man, if memory serves right, which is a stone carving of a Pict. And the axe is incredibly unique. You don't tend to see anything else Western-wise of the carving on the rock. That's the Rhynie man.
I've got all of the research one of the guys in Regia did on the Picts. I'm just going to see if I can find the link he sent me to the drive. He's in John's group, actually. He's your group leader, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he's done a lot of research on it.
His Pictish kit is awesome.
Yeah,
really, really cool.
It's not like they were unsophisticated either. I mean, we've found some pretty complex rings that they created, or is it chains? I can't remember, but it's like very kind of high quality silver as well that it picks, and quite ornate brooches. Obviously, the Pict time period is massive, but you must say massive, at least a couple of 100 years, But they certainly weren't unsophisticated, which is the common conception.
The massive silver link chains.
Yes, I think we found if I want to say right, I think we found is it 8, 9?
Yeah,
they're all dated from 300 up to 800. Like all of these chains, and they're all very similar.
I've just found the crossbow nut. It is made of antler. It's from Boyston Crannog in Ayrshire, and it's dated between 550 and 700 AD. So it's even early period.
See, that's pretty awesome.
I'm now going to ping you the link.
Yeah, that's sweet. I also love that we've got our two Scottish members in the chat talking about Scottish history, and it's. Do we need subtitles for that bit? By the way,
I tell you what, that's a question. That's a question we could ask John What's the Scottish reenactment scene like?
Oh, yeah, that's a great.
There's not a great deal, to be honest. Most of it's down south.
So you have to hop the border for any decent events.
It's because we're
Pretty
better,
much, yeah.
not to flex.
Now, I
on
wasn't going to say that.
Do you do
Okay,
much
so,
with the bike group based in Glasgow, John? Out of curiosity, because I know they do a couple
no,
of group
but-
events.
No, but I'd probably be interested in. Give them a
So
shout
I'm
sometime.
looking at the crossbow stuff from the research that the guy was talking about. You have 2 finds of crossbow components, including an antler rolling nut. So that's 2 separate finds. Then you have a stone, 2 stone carvings showing crossbows, and another stone carving with it's clearly a crossbow, and another picture of some Romano-British crossbow components from Wiltshire, which I assume were for an arqueballista rather than a Pictish crossbow, but showing how similar they would have been.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite a lot of evidence, really.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Because I just love the idea of the next LARP I go to with a bunch of Picts waiting to go up and attack the the players and just going no Latin and then going in and mowing them down with crossbows.
I like that.
Romanus aunt domus.
Yeah. Cool. So obviously went on a bit of a tangent there on the subject of Picts, but
Yeah.
that's some bloody nice looking kit, man.
You have to pick
Just
your
to
battles.
come back to.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, just brain aneurysm. Have you got any plans for your kit, or any? Have you just set your sight on any other periods you'd like to reenact?
Well, I need to set my foot properly into 15th century stuff. That is an interest as well. I used to have some armor, but I've sold it. I'm getting more.
I still think
Yeah.
you're daft for selling some of the stuff you had.
I know.
He had
Yeah,
a
no.
pair of arms that were made for Dr. Toby Capwell, and he sold them.
Oh,
Yeah, it really irritates me because every time you sell something, John, it just happens I have no money.
is it all good shit that he sells?
He does sell a lot of good
A
stuff.
lot of it. Well, it is all good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've got a little bronze axe head from it, which is it's very pretty, and I've now misplaced it.
Quite small.
It's tiny, but by the time you mount it on a bit of antler or a crook of wood, it'll do the job, won't it? That's all you need.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to
Well,
do
the
that.
material would have been scarce as well, so all you need.
Exactly. It's like it's the same idea that you use for the bearded axes, where it's the minimum amount of material for the maximum amount of effectiveness.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
I mean, you can't go wrong with an axe for that kind of, mentality. It's like, how do I do the most amount of damage with the least amount of input?
Exactly.
I know, a wedge of material, hard material on the end of a stick.
No. Stick, spikes, rug,
Yeah.
Grug.
ooga booga,
Hulk
smash.
Here's some weapon of the Viking Age. It's a plank with a nail in it. Actually,
You can't prove they didn't have them. They had nails and they had planks.
I know,
Oh,
and
dear.
I would have absolutely loved if we find some further evidence down the line. There's a mistranslation, and that madman on the bridge at Stamford was actually wielding a plank with a nail in it.
It's one of the longship oars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Bjorn. Bjorn has a longship oar with a nail in it, and that nail has sepsis.
And that nail has just wiped out 40 Saxons.
I tell you what, as bragging rights go, when you enter the halls of Valhalla, that's got to be up there.
Yeah, definitely.
So, how did you die? Oh, I killed so many of the opposing army, holding them off on a tiny bridge, that they had to send someone to sneak up on me and stab me in the nuts.
Ain't got a dick though, just so you know.
Yeah, like
he's gone full Repton.
my balls.
The horn one.
Where are my
horn?
balls? Oh,
Yeah.
Don't worry, your balls will be here. Like they'll be a little behind you.
Yeah. We'll send him the mail behind you.
Yeah. Then there's
At a
that
later
chap
point.
in the 19-year-old who dove like 80 feet into the ocean to beat up a octopus as part of his school project. That's a good entry. Oh yeah, did you not hear this? He dived 80 feet, wrestling with this octopus that had torn off his like scuba gear, punching it, brought it to the surface, and then
died of the bends or something.
No, he brought it to the surface and he took it home, cooked it, and ate it. And apparently, it was part of a school project because the art project was draw something from the ocean.
Oh,
He literally drew it
One
from
way
the
to
ocean,
get
yeah.
the premise, I suppose.
Yeah. So that I think that's a fair entry. When he gets there, it's like, oh yeah. So what did you do in your lifetime? Oh, I single-handedly swum to the depths of the ocean to beat up one of its strongest, denizens.
Yeah.
And then there's us fuckers who are gonna get die of salt intake.
Yeah.
Speaking of salt, shall we move on to the Farb of the Week?
Yes.
And thank you, Just Eastern, for throwing these shields into the in podcast content.
Sorry.
Oh, I saw these on Facebook
Yeah, I saw
earlier.
those earlier.
As I just typed, I saw these earlier. I think it was on my tea break, and I just could not muster the energy.
I'll tell you what. To be perfectly fair, as works of art, they're stunning.
Yeah,
they're really nice.
But they're not his art. All of
What?
those designs are like online.
Oh right, I see.
Fucking Lagerfest shield. It's not. I wouldn't.
Well, no. I mean,
that one annoys me
actual
when they use the fucking TV show
shooting
as
of
the
it.
primary source.
the execution of the art, they look really nice. They're very cleanly done. They do look good, but they are not authentic, and they shouldn't be being sold as reenactment goods.
Wait,
It's the rim that makes me cry.
same.
God.
They have been spoilt by the rims.
Oh, definitely.
Sorry, I don't know if that was picked up on my mic, but I just snorted then, and it.
I heard it.
Yeah, I had
It sounded delicious.
It was hay fever, and that was quite wet. I do apologize.
No, it was cocaine. Don't lie.
Yeah.
It's not fucking doing lines of cocaine. He's doing lines of salt.
That's where all the Patreon is going.
Could you imagine me on cocaine?
No,
Like,
I don't want
do you
to.
imagine- The comics that I'd churn out if I was on cocaine would be
No. You need to be on pop for that.
I think
But
the Farb of the Week you picked, I think you might have got him from one of the things I shared on Just Eastern Things page.
Possibly. I
Yeah.
first saw it in a comment section.
He was on Instagram.
I saw it
yeah.
in a group that shall not be named. That is fantastic salt harvest.
He's
Yeah.
he's wearing some chicken wire for chainmail.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking!
I
I've
don't-
just opened the photo. Fuck.
Also,
Oh,
has
yeah.
anyone got a picture of the shield on the front? Because it's pretty horrendous.
I can
It's
get
one of
it,
those-
I'll get it.
It's one of those ones that you
Spray
can.
painted.
Yeah, so it's one of the ones that has a metal edging, and like metal strips up it, and then it has a fucking like star-shaped boss cutout, and with a flange on it, and then instead of painting it with like hand paints, he's just fucking spray painted it, and it looks like something. I don't know. It's fucking horrendous.
To coin a phrase, great.
Okay, let's break down his kit a second, because
Kit in quotation marks.
it does need.
The helmet's all
I,
right.
honestly, I'm having a hard time because I just want to vomit.
All right, let's start with the good stuff, then, shall we?
Helmet is
Helmet.
okay.
Yeah.
The sword looks alright.
Possibly.
I don't like the crossguard.
Yeah,
No,
it's a bit
Crossguard looks really chunky.
bricky. It is a bit bricky. You'd expect it to be more of a lenticular section.
mm.
By the way, I've just popped down a picture of the shield in
have a look.
podcast content. It's
Oh
bad.
no!
Yeah.
So it's the herd, but worse, if that was possible.
It's one of those mass production shields, and it's just bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Like-
painted it with the herd colours.
and even the
Yeah.
herd symbology, really.
God.
Yeah.
It's got wavy in the dot.
This is why you need full control over your kit and your group.
Absolutely. This very hands-off approach they're taking, it's going to bite them in the ass a few years down, if it
Yeah.
lasts a few years.
Also, that sword looks like a cheap mass production, from what I can see.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It's
Both
the
the
shine
sword
on
and the
it.
helmet come from GDFB.
Mm.
That looks like one of the GDFB specials. I mean, it's not bad. I've seen
It's a
seen
serviceable
worse,
lid.
but
It's
yeah.
not great, especially
I
that
don't know what that
protrusion
thing
up the top.
I don't know what that thing around his neck is.
It's a tartan
Oh,
thing
it's-
because
Yeah.
supposedly he's also doing like Scottish heritage as well, like the Norse and Scots.
Yeah.
But that Jesus, that ring, I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. The shield, Christ,
Yeah.
he's that padded gambeson, which has just been bought straight from a
Oh, it's the way it
like
looks
guest dress for
worn.
battle or some nonsense.
Yeah.
And it's bleached. It's
So thin.
such a bright white.
It's not Viking Age, and who on earth would think that chicken wire stuck to what appears to be like a leather backing is in any way
It's actually based on a
Even-
rare find from
Yeah.
from Fuckholium in Norway.
I would be kind of forgiving of this if this was a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
If you were
You can
even
forgive
just
anything as
doing,
a Halloween costume. Like, in
Yeah.
a way, I think an average person putting a Halloween costume together, that's quite ingenious. Like chicken wire as chainmail, right? Because you can't expect them to get normal chainmail, right?
Yeah,
But
like-
as a reenactor, it's fucking horrendous.
you don't want to drop 80 plus quid even on butted just for a Halloween costume.
Just for
That's
yeah,
absolutely
exactly.
fair enough. But as a fighter who's what the actual fuck? What's the mentality here? Like chicken wire.
So, something I just want to point out, even the days of when reenactment wasn't recreation, it was pageantry. I would just go to far to say it wasn't even that bad back then.
What, the knitted stuff? Yeah, the knitted stuff looks better than that.
Yeah, and not even that, like the like the banded leather armor you see with the studs.
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
That actually took effort. This, what the fuck is this?
It
This
doesn't
is,
get any better on any of the other Grimfrost herds, by the way. Like this,
I've not
this is
actually
this
seen
is
any
like
of the other one.
this is like the standard of all
I
of the
can't
herds.
believe I'm saying this, but Lamellar would be better than this.
yeah.
Yep.
This is horrific. You the thing is that if he tried to fight in that, there's a good chance of like something going really wrong, because whereas chainmail will actually do something because it is butted or not, it does actually work as an armor. that will just tangle you up in it. There's a
Yeah.
lot of sharp edges on chicken wire.
I was about to say.
That's a danger waiting to happen.
I
That
just
is
think you remember
truly
when I was
fucking
younger.
abysmal. I'm
John,
genuinely
infiltrate them.
What?
Infiltrate them.
Oh, it's tempting. It's tempting.
Oh no, sorry. So we're not going to show these because we're trying to focus on plot.
the
But-
Oh my.
images that have just been
Oh
sent.
wow.
Oh, spicy.
So
Oh
There's
no!
a huge hammer.
Put a shirt on, man.
I've joked in my comics about what's going to be kind of to be expected from the Grimfrost Herd. And this doesn't relate to Grimfrost itself, by the way. It's the followers. It's going to attract a certain type of person, and what we're looking at is somebody straight out of what's that fucking page? Norse,
Norsk.
like covered in tattoos that aren't, showing off their tattoos that aren't actually Viking, like Vegvasirs. Fur on the shoulders, a laced at the neck kind of medieval pirate shirt, and a massive fucking Mjolnir.
Yeah, who would have a Vegvasir tattoo? Who
Yeah.
would do that? You know,
I've got
one. Tom,
I don't.
What?
Mine's
Oh,
Age
Tom,
of Shalma,
Tom.
you shit.
Oh, I've got one.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I just. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no, as a
I
tattoo,
like the symbol, but I don't pretend.
I'm
it's
just taking
Viking.
the piss. I'm just taking the piss because Tom has one.
And mine's got a smiley face in it.
Alright.
Yeah. But yeah,
Well, there we go. It can be better.
yeah,
I mean, it's still not great, but it's certainly miles ahead.
for a sports, for more of a focus on the fighting than the history, that's pretty fucking good. That will actually protect you. That's actually the right idea to go for, and that's legitimate. Chicken wire and standing in a forest holding your Mjolnir to like a newborn is it's just cringe. It's just maximum cringe. If a Viking
Maximum
actually saw you,
cringe.
maximum von cringe. The if a sorry, I've lost my shit now. Okay, hang on. Right, back in. Yeah, like if a Norseman actually caught you in the woods doing that, they'd laugh before stealing all of your shit.
No, they probably have
on
better shit.
principle. Yeah, just on principle. Fucking oh no, we've just gone down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, we need to pull out like these guys' mothers should have.
Ooh,
No, that was mean. Cut that out for fuck's sakes.
nah, leave it in now.
Oh no.
We've made
Government
this
Nordics official stance: they should have had abortions.
Not too late.
We'll now edit that out.
Yeah, please edit that.
No,
out.
yeah,
That was
that's-
harsh.
That's fine. Right, yeah. So, I guess getting back to the original one, chicken wire.
I still can't.
And that tartan thing wrapped around the neck. And this is a problem I found with a lot of a certain type of reenactor as well, of Scottish equals tartan. So if they do anything remotely Scottish, regardless of time period and whatever, they'll just chuck on tartan, which, as I'm sure both John and Just Eastern Things will tell me, isn't the case.
Yeah, no. Before Tartan, it was a plaid. So it's just like, your plaid shirts.
Yeah.
Like that. So you've got Viking Age finds of plaid, like trousers and shit like that. So, I mean, plaid, yeah, cool. Not tartan.
So, I mean, what more do you say about this other than like that? This is even worse than the people who just base all their kit on Osprey books.
Kiddies, if
Rather-
you want to be a reenactor, don't join Grimfrost Herd.
No, but the thing is,
Yeah,
like,
no.
I don't know. You can have whatever your name's attached to as long as you do your research, but it
Yeah,
seems
yeah, that's
that
true, that's
Grimfrost
true.
have unfortunately decided to throw some shit at a wall, and not even like good shit, just like
Well,
actual diarrhea, and then that's
as
just
far as I
sat, and
see
this
it,
is what it's outspun.
If they made regulations like the Viking Regia do for like what kit people could have, even if they were looser, it would make more sense. But
Mhm.
they're not regulating any of it, which is just going to cause problems.
Can I tell you a secret why they did this, which I would place money on? Because I've no doubt that these Grimfrost herds get an affiliate code, and it's to make money.
I remember you saying.
It's to make money. I would happily place some money on that. It's another way because being a Viking is trendy, and this is how they do it,
The thing is, this I get that this allows people like whatever level to be enthusiastic and join in, and from that aspect, I'm kind of on board with what Grimfrost did. But at the same time, as a serious company, who kind of cite 30 years of experience and knowledge and all the rest of it, if I had this associated with me, I'd be very upset.
Well, no, that's the point, though. We've had
Yeah.
this discussion with him. I think Shia Reeves had it publicly with him, where they don't care. They've got 30 years of historical knowledge, so therefore they know exactly what to do,
Yeah,
and
they,
we're obviously wrong.
That's why I'm banned from their page. They were like, "Oh, we've been doing this for 30 years since you were in like insert analogy of being young, short trousers,
Yeah.
nappies, whatever it was, Oh, we've been doing this since then." And then like just I think my response was something along the line of well, it doesn't matter if you're still shit, and they never blocked me.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Like, and the thing is, I don't blame Grimfrost for this.
No,
This individual is obviously shit. Like, and I do, if that seems a bit harsh, but who else would think that chicken wire is an appropriate substitute for chainmail? Honestly,
Well,
Let's
I
get
think-
into
who
it.
would present themselves as I'm going to be fighting and training under this new like scheme?
no,
and
mate,
my
shitholium, chicken wire
Leviosa.
armor finds.
yeah,
It's like a 6-year-old doing a school project,
yeah,
is what that is.
yeah. That's
No,
exactly.
no! Don't insult 6-year-olds like this.
All right, 4-year-old.
No,
Honest, my
4-year-olds are better than that.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just
I've done school visits where they've had better interpretations of chainmail than this.
I mean, even it's still not be great. Just lose the body armor.
Yeah,
That's the thing that we're focusing on is the chicken wire because it is just so jarring,
yeah.
so out of place.
Yeah.
Lose that, and we'd be like, oh yeah, it's just another shite reenactor. Whereas this is just exceptionally bad.
Yeah.
You
All
know?
right then. Let's before we do ourselves an injury.
Yes, please.
Let's mark this. So, John, I'm sure you're well aware now because you watch the podcast religiously, as all good fans should do, and that we have a rather interesting scoring system where you make it up as you go along, basically, which is the very, very spirit of what we do here. So, what would you give this out of your arbitrary score of 10?
Oh, geez, it would have to be like a 3. Definitely
3.
like a 3 out of 10.
3 watts out of what, though?
I think.
Hmm. 3 chickens out of the coop.
Ah, yeah, nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. 3 chickens out of the coop, says John Jacob. Guthrum of Norvik, what are you going for?
I'm gonna say 2 vicious, sharp bits of wire sticking out of a funky angle out of 100, because it would have been a lot better of a score if he wasn't wearing fucking chicken wire. But yeah, chicken wire, man.
Just Eastern, what's your verdict?
Oh, he's getting nothing. He's not even good enough for Tostido.
Ah, no testudos.
He's
A singular one.
No, not a singular one. He's shit. There's no other word that perfectly rounds up exactly what I'm seeing on that picture, apart from just shit.
Yeah.
When Woofer look better, something's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Shire Reeve.
0 metal banded shields. Again, nothing, because he is shit.
For me, it's the one singular ginger pube that we find in the studio after John's gone.
Don't worry, John. I'll put more down.
What can I say? Next, cover the track.
Solidarity!
Ginger solidarity. Oh my god! And even I've been drinking ginger wine this evening. So
Ginger
I'm
lives don't matter.
We're
Get-
infecting the
slowly
others.
poisoning myself.
Can we get an animation of you know how the venom takes over people? Do that, but with like ginger.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
a picture of the league, or like it just ripples over them and turns them ginger.
Well, like a Thanos snap, but
Yeah.
like,
Or the Matrix, where Agent Smith turns people into him.
Yes.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just need to be like shaking like mad for a minute, then all of a sudden ginger.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
maybe the ginger was in us all along.
Ah.
I'll put some fucking ginger in you. All of you.
Yeah.
Are you propositioning him?
I didn't say just him. You're all gonna fucking get it.
Just Eastern will put the ginger in us. Both.
Oh my!
Right.
Well, on that note, on that lovely mental image, we shall draw this to a close. Thank you to our guest this week, John Jacob, for joining us. And as usual, it has been Guthrum of Norvik, Just Eastern Things, the Shire Reeve, and myself, Goatworn Armband. And we will see you next week. Thank you very much.
Ta-da.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.